that something is lacking. And that's where the organizations have started, specifically for us, have started putting a lot of efforts, right starting from their third year, when they are studying in their third year colleges, to get attached with them. Some of those colleges, when we see that, okay, there is a talent, but they need some more grooming, some more hand-holding so that they can qualify for a organization like Samsung, especially for their R&D roles, which does not, you know, will not dilute on the quality of talent, but will always want to give opportunity to people. So that's where we started to approach. Today, the center that I'm part of, which is Noida. So we do high-tech R&D center, R&D research for the visual display products, which includes all your televisions, or, your home appliances products, mobile phones, all of that. Almost 2,000 engineers which work here, all from top tech colleges. So that's a mini India, is what we call it, because you have people from across all over India. So making a workplace, 50% of our people are Gen Z. 28 is the average age of the organization. Now, the managers who are sitting, who are managing these people, are primarily a 50-year-old or a 45-year-old. And when they see a 22-year-old joining the college, joining the organization, the difference of generation that we see and we talk, that's very visible. When you talk to a manager, his biggest problem is, these people do not know anything. They're not skilled enough. I have to spend so much time on skilling them. And after 2 years, they leave. Second, in my generation, I used to work whole night on projects. For them, it is, I need my own time. So how do I catch hold of them? So enabling managers, telling them about the generation change has happened. And then that's what the generation is going to be with you, who has to work with you for long run. And next 2-3 years, you have Gen Alpha. We don't know what traits they'll bring. So you need to learn how to manage these people. So come on ground, understand them. There are many programs that we have started wherein we are creating more engagement between the two generations, helping our managers to understand the generation, and then also the other way around, wherein we are helping these individuals who are joining us to skill up faster and be more productive to the organization. So that's what we have started to do, but it's a long journey. It's every generation, when it changes, it brings its own challenges, and that's what we're trying to handle. Thank you.
I just want to add one thing, which I think after hearing everyone, so Coca-Cola is a 138 years old organization, right? And ultimately, what we do is we sell stories. And I think storytelling, whether it is Gen X, Millennials, Gen Z, or the generation which will come in the future, will still remain the same. We are a 300 people organization with a 4% attrition rate, okay, which is far below than the healthier one, which is a talk of a different time. But when I think you spoke about like 60% of the Gen Z still want a longer career, we have like almost 80% of our executive leadership team started their career as a management trainee, which basically helps them understand about the power of moving functions, jobs, giving you an opportunity to not just work in India, but across the world that Coca-Cola operates in, right? And one thing that we recently did was to start a SUNYCON program, where we basically identified areas where, let's say, India is not very developed. We send our associates to the developed nations. They work there for a year, come back and implement, right? And I think when you share about these stories to, let's say, when you go to all of these campuses, share about some of the things that you're doing, I think it really intrigues them in terms of understanding more about how you do it. And that's where I think the magic happens when it comes to you sliding your very beautiful slide, sharing about how fancy the Coke office is, but it's more about, let's say, somebody standing there saying that, oh, okay, I was a pass out of your college, I was sitting over there, and I now lead the global category for Coca-Cola based out of Atlanta. I think that that kind of motivates them to understand what it helps me, what is in it me, right? So I think that kind of creates a very robust ecosystem. Yeah, I think that's where it stands for us.
Yeah, very well put. Any other speaker who'd want to share their thoughts?
Yep. Yep. So thanks for the question. I'll tell you, we have a lot of data of what Gen Z or freshers do. We have a very interesting question when any fresher comes, right? When somebody's experienced, it's very easy for our algorithm to predict what they would want. So we said, okay, let's just ask people, freshers, what do they want? 60% of people said, I don't know. 20% of the people just click the first two easily visible button. So technically that's also I don't know. We found a very, very strong knowledge of what I want only in the IT sector. So people who are into the coding space, they are the only ones who actually know this is the industry I want to go to. Everybody else is today into an I don't know stage. So, and it's probably because IT industry has done some of the things which you said well, right? Think about the early days of the Infosys and the TCS. They literally started industry readiness colleges, if by any standard, right? And but beyond IT, I don't think that ecosystem or understanding exists. And so one good thing is the government is aware of this. What they have said openly now is if any industry, any private organization like Apna can build a high quality industry readiness course, I will almost mandate my colleges to make sure a student is getting one of these degrees. So what we are working as we are talking about AICTs, can the last semester be just about industry readiness? And I feel privileged. So I went to business school in the US, and a brilliant thing about my school was they said you are forbidden in your first semester to apply for any internship. If we find any student doing it, we'll tell the company, don't engage right now. And it wasn't like a bad blacklisting policy. It was just to tell you that your entire first semester has to be about talking to 20 industries, meeting your alumni from those industries and understanding their career, and then focusing on it, right? So what I took back is, okay, can there be an industry readiness last semester where a student is shown what careers and kind of work exists in each industry, each function, can see it, feel it, learn it. Then they maybe after the first 2 months, they pick a stream. Okay, I'm interested in actually the real world industry function, and then they actually go and learn that very specific industry readiness course. So the short answer is there is extreme awareness about this at all levels, from government to colleges to private institution. They have opened this policy that if you build a curriculum, you can actually get, a student gets a credit which is counted towards a degree, so you can carve out the time for it. And I think there are a lot of policies in the recent skill budget around making people get to internships faster, work related. So some awareness is there. Now, are we all there yet? No. IT industry did a lot in getting that segment. That is why 20% of people who said, I want software job, they know I want software job. Rest 80 don't know anything. And that is the other industry which we are now starting to talk to, say, okay, in your industry, you have a 5-year vision. What skills you think are going to be missing and people you need which will drive your growth? So for each industry, we want to build that in last semester of each and every college. And if a student comes out from that curriculum, you know, right, you have much higher chance of getting the person halfway there. They already understand your company, already have affinity for that industry, the type of work. So that is one big bet we are taking over some of the partnerships with the government, where we will build a last curriculum, and we obviously want industry partners to help us guide, because we have no clue what is needed for that industry. So that is very, very clear from the data. So that, yeah.
Just to add to this, can I speak?
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Okay. So the skill gap is a larger topic, which we have been talking, like, I think all generations have spoken about, but all the more because, you know,